Hey, second grade friends. This is your Thursday, May 7th ELA guided video lesson. So yesterday, we talked about those comparative and superlative adjectives. So being a Thursday, we are going to jump back to our ELA skill for the week, which remember is one of my favorites. I love them all, but this is really one of my favorites. Those nonfiction text features. So hope you've been practicing your song. We're going to do it together now. Let me get this pulled up, pop it up. So just to make sure you're in the right place, Thursday, May 7th, ELA guided video lesson. All right. So our text features, remember we've kind of hit on mostly the table of contents, glossary, index, the bold words, captions, headings, and subheadings. Let's review those real quick before we do our passage and questions today, okay? All right, here we go. Please sing with me. Come on. It makes me sound better when you sing with me. Get it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Text features, ooh na na. We use them when we read nonfiction, ooh na na. They help us understand the meaning, na na na. We've got to listen to our teacher and look for the text features. Text features, oh, table of contents helps us locate the major topic. Glossaries give us definitions of the bold words. The index gives us the page numbers of detailed topics. These text features help to organize the entire text. Ooh, the captions give us info and tell us what a picture shows. Ooh, the headings and subheadings, they focus on what the part that's coming up. Text features, ooh na na. We use them when we read nonfiction, ooh na na. They help us understand the meaning, na na na. We've got to listen to our teacher and look for the text features. Text features. Oh, great job, guys. I know. I don't know how I got voted off the Masked Singer either. I know. All right, so remember yesterday I told you we were going to be reading about one of my favorite animals today, which is giraffes. I love giraffes. I think they're just the most fascinating creatures. I don't know if y'all remember, maybe it's been like 2 years ago with that whole April the giraffe being born at that zoo. Like, I watched that thing like crazy waiting for that baby to be born. So we're going to read a short little text about giraffes today. We're going to answer some questions. We're going to kind of hit on main idea, nonfiction text features, like all the things we've been talking about the past several weeks. Okay? All right. So many people love giraffes. Giraffes are the tallest animals in the world. There are only 7 bones in the giraffe's neck. It's surprising. Humans have 7 bones in their necks too. A giraffe's neck bones are 5 inches longer than a human's neck bones. Giraffes have a hard time bending their necks. Water holes are on the ground. They have to spread their legs wide apart to reach the water. Giraffes are very shy animals. They're scared by loud noises. Giraffes will run away when they're scared. Zoos put up signs asking people to be quiet. If people make loud noises, they'll scare the giraffes. Giraffes have spots all over their bodies. The spots make it easy for them to hide in trees. Giraffes have hooves on their feet. They can kick hard with their hooves. Kicking is one way that giraffes protect themselves. The long legs of giraffes also protect them. They can run fast to get away from trouble. Although giraffes come from Africa, people can see these tall animals living in zoos around the world. Giraffes are special animals. All right. I didn't put this as a question, but what do you guys think the author's purpose was for writing this? Was he trying to persuade us to go to a zoo and see giraffes and protect giraffes? Was he giving us just information about a giraffe? Or do you think it was like an entertaining story about like a giraffe adventure? I think this one would be informed because it gave us lots of facts and information about giraffes. All right, so let's have a look at our questions. I'm not sure where my screen appears on yours, but I'm trying to drag it out of the way so that you can see this picture. All right, so the first question here is asking us which sentence best describes what is shown in this picture. Well, let's kind of analyze our picture a little bit first. So I see that we're obviously outside somewhere. I can maybe infer that this is in Africa because it did mention how giraffes come from Africa in our text. And I see the spots on their bodies. I see how long their necks are. And I notice that there is a tree, that both of the giraffes, there's two, and they both have their heads in the trees. So I can probably infer with their heads in the trees that maybe they're looking for something, maybe they're trying to find food, maybe they're eating leaves off the top of the tree. Okay, so based on what we've just analyzed, let's look at our 4 choices, okay? I'm gonna make this video go away so I can use my pencil to be able to slash and trash the wrong answer choices, okay? All right, so letter A says the picture shows 2 giraffes drinking from a water hole. Well, back here in my text, it said that the water holes are on the ground and they have to spread their legs wide apart to reach the water. None of these giraffes' heads are going towards the ground. Their heads are up in the trees. So I think that we can slash and trash A. That picture does not show that. All right, what about B? B says the picture shows 2 giraffes running from enemies. Well, I don't see giraffes running. Remember, we just said that we saw the giraffe standing next to a tree with their heads in the tree. So I think that we can slash and trash 2 giraffes running from their enemies. All right, C says the picture shows 2 giraffes eating from the tops of trees. Well, yeah, I see a tree. I see their heads both near the tops of the trees. So they could definitely be eating. I think I see that. Let's put a question mark there. All right. D says the picture shows 2 giraffes kicking with their hooves. Again, I don't see any focus on their hooves or their legs. I can't tell that they're kicking in this picture. I don't have enough evidence for A, B, and D. So my correct answer here would be the picture shows 2 giraffes eating from the tops of the trees. All right, great job, guys. All right, let's look at these next 2 questions, which are going to be focusing on our text features for this week. So hopefully you've been practicing that song because we're going to pull out pieces of it to help us answer these questions, okay? So the top question here is asking us, what would be an appropriate subheading for paragraph 4? Well, the first thing I'm going to do before I even read my 4 choices is I'm going to go back to my text, and I'm going to put a big box. I'm going to put a big box around paragraph 4, and I'm going to reread it so it's fresh on my mind. Although giraffes come from Africa, people can see these tall animals living in zoos around the world. Giraffes are special animals. Okay, so remember our song, the headings and subheadings, they focus on what? The part that's coming up. So we need to come up with a subheading for this paragraph that tells us what's coming up in this part. It's going to help us to organize the text into different sections. So what would be a subheading that would match this text down here? Okay, so it talked about where giraffes come from, but even though they live there, you can go to zoos and see them and they're special. So A says what giraffes eat. You know, it never mentions one time in the story what giraffes eat. Isn't that interesting? There's not any text, there's no paragraph that mentions what giraffes eat. And especially paragraph 4 does not talk about what giraffes eat. So that subheading would not be good to use because it doesn't tell us what's coming up. Slash it and trash it. All right, B says why giraffes are shy. Well, I do remember seeing in paragraph 2 that giraffes are very shy animals. So that would be a great subheading for paragraph 2, wouldn't it? Remember, our question is asking us for an appropriate subheading for paragraph 4. So this would be good for paragraph 2, but that's not what they're asking about. So we're gonna slash it and trash it. All right, C says, where can giraffes be seen? So that means like, where can you go to see a giraffe? Where can I see a giraffe somewhere? And yeah, I think that introduces what's coming up in this paragraph. It says that even though they live in Africa, they come from Africa, people can see these tall animals living in zoos around the world. So I think that might fit that paragraph. That might be a good subheading to introduce to me that paragraph. Let's check D though. Remember, we can't just pick the one that we think is right. We have to read all 4 choices before we pick the one that we think is the most appropriate. D says, why giraffes have spots. I do remember seeing that again in paragraph 3. Giraffes have spots all over their bodies, and it tells me why they have their spots, why they're important. So this would be a great subheading for paragraph 3. But this one is asking about paragraph 4. So I'm going to slash it and trash it for paragraph 4. And the one that best fits paragraph 4 is where giraffes can be seen. All right, next one. Which text feature could help you understand the meaning of the word protect in paragraph 3? So we're looking for a text feature that helps us understand the meaning of a word. All right, already I bet you're thinking in your brain, ooh, I remember which one. Let's go through all 4 choices and talk about the purpose of those text features and see which one matches this understand the meaning of a word like it's asking in the question. Okay, so A says index. The index gives us the page numbers of detailed topics. Well, I'm not looking for page numbers. I'm trying to understand the meaning of a word. So index gives us page numbers. That doesn't tell us the meaning of words. All right, table of contents helps us locate the major topics. So table of contents organizes the text into like chapters. It also gives us page numbers. It does not give us the meaning of words, okay? What about subheading? The headings and subheadings, they focus on what? The part that's coming up. So that would be the part coming up, like a little title for the paragraphs. That doesn't give me the meaning of words. But what about the glossary? Glossary gives us definitions of the bold words. Yeah, that's it. The glossary gives us definitions or helps me understand the meaning of words. So the glossary would be the text feature I want to understand the meaning of the word protect in paragraph 3. There it is, right there. All right, great job. We are cruising through this. We've got like 3 more questions. Oh, no, sorry, last 2, woohoo. All right, so the last 2 are kind of going back to main idea, which we talked about already before, and then one of those, which detail supports the author's view. That's really tricky ones that we're working on together. Okay, so number 1 is asking for the main idea of the text. Remember, main idea, it's what the whole story is about, not just paragraph 1, not just paragraph 2, 3, or 4, but remember we talked about those puzzles, and a lot of you guys are doing puzzles at home right now. The main idea is when all the puzzle pieces are together, what the whole text was mostly about. So A says, giraffes have to spread their legs wide to reach watering holes. Is that mentioned in the text? Absolutely. Giraffes have a hard time bending their necks. Water holes are on the ground. They have to spread their legs wide apart to reach the water. Yes, that is mentioned in my story. However, is that what the whole story is mostly about? No, I think that's just a detail telling me about the giraffe's body and what they have to do to get their water. So we're gonna slash it and trash it. All right, B says giraffes have unique bodies and are special creatures. Well, what does that word unique mean? Unique and special both kind of actually mean the same thing. Unique means like kind of unusual, not real normal, kind of unexpected. So let's think about this. Do they have unique bodies? Absolutely. They're the tallest. Let me go back to my highlighter actually. They're the tallest animals in the world. The neck is super long. They're very shy. They have those special spots all over their bodies. The hooved feet help them to protect themselves. So yeah, their bodies are unique because it's the tallest animal in the world. That makes them special. It makes them unique. They kind of stand out. So I have enough evidence to support B for now. Let's check C and D though to make sure they don't match the main idea even better. So C says giraffes have spots that help them blend in with trees. Absolutely, we read that here. It says that the spots make it easy for them to hide in the trees. Does it mention C in my text? Absolutely, but main idea is what the whole story is about. And I don't think the whole story was about those spots helping them to blend in with the trees. That was just one little detail. Kind of supports B, how they have unique bodies. The spots are unique about them. All right, so slash and trash C, and let's check D. D says giraffes have 7 bones in their neck. Yep, they sure do. There are only 7 bones in their neck. However, is the whole story mostly about the bones in their neck? No, that's just one detail about how they're unique and special because of their super long necks and the bones in their necks. So while D is a great supporting detail, it's not our main idea. B is the sentence that best supports what the main idea or the whole story is mostly about. All right. Last one is this bottom one here that is asking which detail from the text supports the author's view that giraffes are special animals. Really quickly, I'm going to erase all my highlighting here so we don't get confused and we can have fresh text to highlight our text evidence on this one. All right, there we go. All right, so again, we remember this word support. Support means it has to match or say the same thing. So we're looking for which sentence, A, B, C, or D, A, B, C, or D, matches the author's view that giraffes are special animals. So we're looking for a sentence that tells me more or matches that giraffes are special animals. Well, let's think about what we read. What makes giraffes special? What's really, really special and unique about just giraffes? Well, I see here that they have spots on their bodies. Well, yeah, lots of animals have spots on their bodies. Leopards, cheetahs, even cows have spots on their bodies. So that's not really super special about them. What about that they're shy? Yeah, they're shy, but I'm not looking at my answer choices yet. I'm just kind of thinking through the text. A lot of animals are shy. My dog is kind of shy. A lot of cats are shy and will run away if you try to pet them. So I don't know how special that makes them. But if I think about a giraffe, what's the first thing you think about when you think of a giraffe? Those huge long necks and how tall they are, right? So let's hold on to that information as we go through our 4 choices here, okay? All right, so we're looking for which choice best supports that they're special animals. A says giraffes are the tallest animals in the world. They're the tallest animals in the world. I see that back in my text. And like we just talked about, to me, that's the most unique and special things about giraffes because of how tall they are. They're the tallest animal in the world. Like they're number 1 tallest animal in the world. That's pretty special, I think. So let's put a question mark here for A. All right, B says they're very shy animals, like is mentioned in paragraph 2. Now, like we just talked about, I bet if I gave you a second, you could think of several animals that are very shy. Mice, some squirrels, not all squirrels, cats, dogs, cows, even horses. There are lots of animals that are really shy. So I don't know that that is special or unique to just giraffes, okay? So I think we can slash and trash B. C says giraffes will run away when they are scared. Well, that kind of goes back to, that's in my text in paragraph 2. And that kind of goes back to our point here in B, choice B. A lot of animals will run away when they're scared. I was riding my bike a couple weeks ago and we rode up next to a cow pasture and all these cows were right up on the fence near the road. But as soon as my husband and I got there on our bikes, the cows ran away because they were scared of us. It's happened to us with horses too. If we drive by, bike by some horses, that they'll run away when they're scared. Lots of animals will do this. So I don't know that that is unique or special just to giraffes. All right. So slash and trash that one. And last one says D, that giraffes have hooves on their feet. That is in paragraph 3. And I can also think of several other animals that have hooves on their feet. Cows have hooves, horses have hooves. Several animals have hooved feet. So I don't know that that's really special or unique about giraffes. The only choice they gave us that was special about just giraffes would be A, that they're the tallest animals in the world. That's where we use that schema. that we've talked about a couple weeks ago, using information we already have in our brains to apply it to new questions. Okay? Great job, guys. That was hard work. I know those text supporting questions can be pretty tricky sometimes, can't they? All right. Wonderful job. And let's talk about your assignment today. Now, on Thursdays, normally you'll have a passage with 4 or 5 questions to answer. Changing it up a little bit. You got something a little different today. What we're going to do is we're going to go back and focus on those headings. The headings and subheadings, they focus on what? The part that's coming up. So you're going to read these 4 little passages down here, and you're going to come up with what you think would be a good heading or a good subheading for these passages. Okay, so you're kind of like coming up with a mini title for each passage. Just make sure it matches. You can either write with your finger or a stylus, or you can add a text label box on top of that. All right, great job, guys. Tomorrow is Friday, and we're going to be starting a new super cool mini opinion writing project that's going to be all about you. All right, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.